Hey guys, it's an Arborist Nossie here. I'm back at my local soccer field. What I'm going to do today is I'm going to show you a Prusik climbing system using a VT knot and a DM hitch climber. And what I'll do is I'll throw line this tree, I'll insert a saver, and we will climb double rope technique or moving rope system, however you prefer to say it. I like these carimbias because they're quite wide limbed and there's a lot of space to climb on, and they're quite high, so they're good to practice your systems on. I might do a few of these videos just showing climbing systems, maybe call them the Carimbia Chronicles, the Carimbia Files, I don't know, but let's get throw lining. Alright, so I've throw lined the tree and I'll give you a quick description on how I installed the cambium saver, but if you want more information on how to do that, you can check out the Blake's hitching video. Now, what I've done is I put the working end of my throw line through the large ring on my cambium saver. I through lined the tree, I got around the union, then I untied the throw bag on my throw line, and then I put the working end through the small ring, and then I tied the throw bag back on and lifted that up into the tree till I got to the union. I gave it a bit of a flick and then it's come through, and now we can tie our rope on. Alright, we're going to make a loop and then twist it, and then do another loop and twist it to get your 2 half hitches or your clove hitch, and then you want to put that far enough down the rope where you think you've got enough working end, and then you want to tighten that up. Then we'll do another 2 half hitches, so a loop and tighten, and then another loop and tighten, and then we'll finish it off with another clove hitch, so another loop and twist and tighten. And we want this as close to the top as possible so it goes up straight and there isn't any part of the rope that can get caught when we're pulling it up. Alright, and just make sure everything's tight, and there we go. Now what we'll do is we'll pull this rope up and through the cambium saver by pulling the other end of the throw line. So what I've done is I've pulled the rope through my cambium saver. I've got the working end with me now, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tie a scaffolding knot to this carabiner because there's no splice on the end of this rope, and this will basically attach to my harness and be my life support on the harness. And if you want to see how to tie the scaffolding knot, you can check out the Blake's hitching video. So I've attached the carabiner to my rope. I've got a Prusik here, double spliced. It's quite a long one. What we'll do is we'll use this to tie the VT knot, which will be your friction device for ascending and descending through the tree. Now I've got quite a long one because I like to have a few loops in the VT system, but when I climb SRS or SRT, single rope system or single rope technique, I like to use a shorter one because otherwise my rope wrench, which is a device that will minimize friction through your Prusik system, I need a smaller one, otherwise the rope wrench won't fit on the rope basically. A large one like this won't fit. So I've got my Prusik here and I've got the other end of my rope. What we're going to do is we're going to tie the VT now. So what we want is roughly equal lengths, maybe a little bit more on the top, because this will go downwards and it will be closer to the ground, where this will need extra length to get an even amount. Now what we want to do is we want to tie roughly 4 loops around using the Prusik, and then we want to twist it around the rope so it interweaves with each other, and I'll just show you that now. So we'll go 1 loop down the bottom and another loop, and then we'll do 2 loops on top and another loop, so that's 2 loops. Then what I'll do is I'll wind this one over the front, this one over the front, then back around, and then this one comes back around, and then there we go. We've got an equal amount, and this is what it should look like. So there's your 4 loops, and that's where it's interweaved over each other. All right, and that should be a good friction device. So we've got our VT attached. I've got my DMM hitch climber. All right, this splits apart and it's got a little pulley in here. What we'll do is we'll attach this to the same side that we've got our VT on, and we'll just close it up so it's got those 3 loops. And what we'll do is we'll slide those loops in between the top hole of the DMM hitch climber. So then we want to put our carabiner through both ends of the Prusik, both splices, and it will go through one, then it will go through the top hole of the hitch climber, if it wants to cooperate with me, and then through the other bit of the VT Prusik, and there we go, we've got that attached. All right, and that will help us pull the VT system up when we're going up the tree. So this is what the full system should look like, and this will attach onto my harness. Now what we'll do is, you can see that the VT knot is grabbing there, and then what we can do with this assisted pulley, it will help slide up the tree when you're going through your double rope system. And then what you can do is, grabbing the top of the knot here will let the VT knot relax and allow you to descend the tree. But as soon as you stop, there you go, it grabs again, and then you can ascend up. All right, and what we'll do is we'll check this knot with my weight in it, because as I said, you want to check everything that's holding your life in the tree and make sure all these knots are tended to. It's grabbing well now, but we will see when we put my harness on. So I've got all my gear on. What we'll do is we'll attach the system on, we'll test it out, and then we will go and hip thrust up the tree. So you can see here, I've got the 4 knots and it's interweaved through each other. What I'm going to do is I'm going to attach this bottom carabiner to my harness, and then I'm going to lift this up. See, the pulley makes it easier just to slide up, and what you should see is this VT grab. So we've got a little bit of room here, and there you go, that is the VT knot. And what we'll do is we'll hip thrust. So what I'll do is I'll grab this end of my rope and we'll head up this carimbia now, hip thrusting. All right. To this knot, and then boom, there you go, it grabs. Right. go. We're about 5 meters up the tree. Look at this beautiful day. You got the cambium saver up there, and now what we'll do is we'll descend. All right, and what we do is we just apply a little bit of pressure to the top of this, pushing it down, and that will loosen up the system. So there we go, we're descending slowly, and I let go and it grabs, and we descend slowly and it grabs. And if we want to hip thrust up again, we can, and then boom, it holds. So let's head back down to the ground. And there you go, that's the VT climbing system with the Prusik. Good beginner system before moving on to your mechanical systems. You can use various other Prusik hitches or knots for this system, but the VT is the one I enjoy most. All right, guys, so what I'll do is, if you're looking for any work in Adelaide, please check out my website, www.plantcoterie.com, and I'll see you guys in the next video.